Ladies and gentlemen, I have always insisted here that the opposition presidency lies between Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, Fred Matiangi, or Rigathi Gachagua. Actually, the two top most likely people to get that flag bearership is them, Matiangi or Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka. And I've always given reasons why those are the two top most candidates. Today, I want to tell you the things that these two candidates are doing to ensure that at the end of the day, they get the flag bearership. Because each of them is laying down strategies, separately strategies behind the scenes to ensure that when that time comes and they walk into the negotiation room, each of them is considered the best as compared to the other, and the working formula can favor them because I know at some point they will use a working formula that can favor who is more favorable in winning that presidency. And without further ado, let's get into it. But if you're watching for the first time, always subscribe, like this video, and you can drop a comment in the comment section. Now, Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka. What is Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka doing to ensure that ikifika masaa ya sasa tunaingia kwa discussion is likely to be selected as the flag bearership of the opposition? Number one, the greatest dependency of Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka. That's the greatest dependency is the Gema vote. Remember that the Gema vote is almost 8 million. If you put the Mount Kenya vote and the Akamba vote, which is 2 million plus about 6 million, that's 8 million. It's a very strong voting block. And that's the greatest dependency of Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka. If the Mount Kenya region can come and support him and back behind him, that he's going to go to that room very strong. And as much as he's doing this, he has to ensure that Rigathi Gachagua supports his bid. And secondly, he's going to try and convince Rigathi Gachagua that because there is no possibility that Rigathi Gachagua and Kalonzo Musyoka can be on the same ticket, if they are going to come to that negotiation room as one Gema community's negotiation, then they are going to be very strong, and that's what Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka is likely doing right now. The second thing is that there have been allegations of associating Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka with joining President Ruto before 2027, and a lot of people have been saying that Stephen Kalonzo should join President Ruto. Stephen Kalonzo, in other hand, has come out strong. For the first time, I've seen Kalonzo very strong, coming out denying those allegations, that trying to say that those are allegations that are demeaning him and trying to pin down him into joining President Ruto. So those are the biggest two strategies that regarding Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka is lying to ensure that he outdoes Fred Okengo Matiangi. On the other hand, what is Fred Okengo Matiangi doing? No, Fred Okengo Matiangi, as we're speaking today, has not launched a party. I think this is in the public domain. He has not launched a party that is going to use in running for the 2027 presidency. But as you all know, we are going to have by-elections that are coming just a few months. That's November. So before November, Fred Okengo Matiangi has to launch a party that will field candidates to run in these by-elections. And one of that parties is likely to be the Jubilee party that a lot of people have been associating him. Now, that aside, other than launching the Jubilee party, Fred Okengo Matiangi is ensuring that once he launches Jubilee party, he's going to have a lot of parties behind the Jubilee ticket. You can see that when he was in Meru, the PNU party was there and really supported him, and the reception was overwhelming. And he has also the UPA party from the Kisii region. There was the PDP party that was associated with it's also a party that is associated with Kisii. So, and the other parties that Matiangi has been talking about is in consultation with this party, so that ile siku atakuja ku launch Jubilee party, if that's the party is going to, he doesn't only launch Jubilee party, he launches Jubilee party with a lot of parties also in support of his presidential bid. Ladies and gentlemen, that's one thing that Fred Okengo Matiangi is doing. The second thing is that Matiangi is trying to remain the neutral candidate. You don't hear a lot of stories about him. You see his interviews, he doesn't talk about, he's very soft, calm, and talks about issues. And he doesn't even point fingers too hard like you've been seeing Rigathi Gachagua doing. The reason behind that is to ensure that Matiangi remains the neutral candidate, who at the end of the day, if there is going to be rankles, if at the end of the day people will have to decide who can unite the nation, then it's going to be Fred Okengo Matiangi. Because even Moses Kuria sometimes back said in an interview in Citizen TV that the 2027 election is going to be like the 2002 election, where the election will be already predetermined. If we find ourselves there, because there are a lot of things can unfold before 2027. You never know, Raila Odinga can leave government. You never know, the opposition can split. So if you find yourself in a situation that the country needs to be united, then who is that most suitable candidate that can unite the country? If he's given that ticket or supported, can bring the country together, and that one is with the image Matiangi is building. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk about the Kenya Moja alliance that is coming up. Remember that before the opposition negotiations are done for presidency, we are going to have a lot of alliances building up, a lot of people supporting certain current candidates. If the Kenya Moja alliance that you saw yesterday that was in Embakasi, that's made of Babu Wino, Sifuna, Wamshomba, Kibagendi, Gisairo from Kisi was there, and a lot of members of parliament were there in that church service. And if that alliance supports either of these candidates, should they come out and say that they're going to support Kalonzo Musyoka, then Kalonzo is going to be a very strong candidate because he's going to have that support of young leaders in the republic. But if you see the people in this alliance, they are also strong supporters of Fred Okengo Matiangi in this Kenya Moja alliance. The likes of Wamshomba has been seen with Fred Okengo Matiangi in several instances. If you see Kibagendi, Anton Kibagendi is a strong supporter of Matiangi. Gisairo was there in that meeting yesterday. Is a strong, actually is a member of parliament from Nyamira. If the Kenya Moja alliance supports Fred Okengo Matiangi before even get to the negotiation of the opposition, and they bid behind Matiangi and see that we as the Kenya Moja have decided that we are going to support Fred Okengo Matiangi as the flag bearer, as our presidential candidate, then it's going to be a very huge backing as Matiangi approaches the negotiation of who is going to be the opposition flag bearer. So those are the biggest things that Matiangi depends on. Actually, and remember that also Matiangi all these candidates have a firm that is advising them or lobbying for them their support. Some of these firms are not put into the public domain, but you can remember that sometimes back Matiangi had said that Matiangi has a Canadian firm that is lobbying his support. So behind the scenes, resources are being mobilized, leaders are being called, and we will be seeing who will emerge victorious between Matiangi and Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka. Let's continue in the comment section about these two leaders. Who do you think is the most suitable to run for the opposition flag bearership? And do you think that these two leaders can be on the same ticket? Is there one who can reduce his ego and say, now I'm going to be the running mate of the other? Because as for me, it's going to be very difficult for these two leaders to drop their bid into maybe something running mate or prime cabinet position when the negotiation get onto the table. At least you can tell me what you think in the comment section. I'll take more time to read and give a response. And in case politics what you like, this is the channel where you should be. Subscribe to our channel and like and drop a comment in the comment section. Let's meet next time as we look into another analysis. Stay safe whenever you are.